How dare he throw it around like it's an object? You monster! What is happening? What is happening? Good morning, everybody. Forever Nenaa here, and welcome back to The Kid at the Back. Now, it's been quite a while since the last time I played, but there has been a new update, basically redoing all of day 1 and 2, adding a new artwork, and just bringing a bunch of good stuff. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just play through it completely normal, as if I've never played this game before, which low-key, I feel like I forgot a lot of things, so probably need to. And you guys can let me know anything that changed, because most likely I'm not gonna catch it. Anyways, guys, this is gonna be a long video, so go ahead, sit back, relax, get your snacks, get your blankets, lay down in bed, get all comfortable, and enjoy the ride. By the way, warning, disclaimer, this is a mature game, just to let you know. Okay. Here is the disclaimer. This game is rated 18+. Minors, you are strictly prohibited from playing this game, so don't you dare go looking for this game. Says Mom Nina. It was many years ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know, by the name of Annabelle Lee. Day 1, the beloved. I think that's like an Edgar Allan Poe type stuff. Professor, and class dismissed. By our next meeting, I need a full report on everyone's poem that they have chosen. I will not accept 1 paragraph. I need 2 whole pages filled with words. Everyone got that? The classroom broke into a series of "yes, professor," while some spent no time in packing their things, eager to be dismissed and disregarding the teacher altogether. Your literature teacher packs up her own things and exits the classroom. The moment your literature teacher left, the classroom broke into small groups as each student gathered up to meet with their respective cliques. Some engaged in conversation, while some spared no time in exiting the classroom. A yawn escaped your lips. You turn your head and observe the clouds outside. The clouds are shaded in dark gray. The sky's once blue color is now turning the same lighter shade as gray. The looming threat of rain makes you click your tongue in irritation. Man, just my luck. I didn't bother to bring an umbrella too. Standing up from your seat, you were about to grab your bag when you felt a tap on your shoulder. Oh, hi! Turning around, you came face to face with Cobalt's blue eyes, her blonde hair shaped with swirls with its ends dyed in blue and pink, complementing her entire ensemble, even if it's just a white button-up that clearly looks too small for her. Hot pink jacket tied around her waist and the school's black skirt. She's literally the it girl, guys. I think her name was Brittany, right? Or something like that. Her hand, which you assume was the same one that tapped your shoulder, hung out in the air. She seems unsure whether to continue or not, judging from the way her eyebrows furrowed downwards while biting her glossed lower lip. She turned slightly, her head not fixed on you, but rather on whoever is behind her. You hear her whisper something under her breath before eventually composing herself and turning her focus solely on you. Hey, you're going to lunch with us, right? I mean, you should. I don't usually see you in the cafeteria often, so you must not be eating properly. I feel like every time I give her like that same voice though. How can you keep up with classes looking like that? Excuse me? You took a step back, clenching the strap of your bag as you glare at the blonde woman before you. Who was this woman? Who does she think she is? I don't even know who she is and she's talking to me like that. Judging from the woman's expression, she finally came to realize the words that came out of her mouth. Brittany! It was Brittany. A familiar voice interrupted the two of you. You turned your head to where the voice was, and there stood none other than your old friend. Oh, Crow, right? Is your name, right? Am I remembering them correctly? That's really insensitive of you. Imagine if someone else told you about how you looked. Ooh, true. Always gotta put yourself in someone else's shoes, guys. His familiar orbs are an azure blue, nearly replicating lapis lazuli, and his chocolate brown hair tied loosely in a low braid. Sun-kissed skin enhanced his handsome features, adorned with a long black sleeve button-up and an indigo vest to add to his clean look. He is known as Jericho Ichabod. Oh, I thought it was just Crow. Yeah, Crow for sure. About to say, where this new fancy name came from, but I bet it was always there and I just never noticed. The class representative and a close friend of yours. Well, the only friend you have, actually. Crow made his way to your side with a hand on his hip. He reprimands the blonde-haired woman next to you, and the said woman just shrugs her shoulders. You place a hand over your beating heart. The close proximity between the two caused a blush to appear on your cheeks. No matter how many times you get close to him, or him getting near you, you'll never get used to it. His whole aura just gives off a warm feeling in you. The butterflies in your stomach thrashing and raging, begging to be released. Oh gosh. Yeah, you may have a bit of a crush, just a little bit of a crush, just itsy-bitsy. The woman named Brianna just rolled her eyes, seemingly used to Crow's reprimands. Well, you're the one who's insisted on me initiating talking. You could have done it more nicely, you know? Like a simple invite alone. I just remembered, I don't think I've ever did a Crow route. I am so focused on, what's his name, Soul? I was literally so focused on Soul that I literally forgot Crow's also like a pretentious love interest. Okay, maybe let me know guys if you guys will want me to go down the Crow route in another video. Crow gives you a small smile while handing out something to you. You look down to see it. It was your ID. You dropped this, by the way. Oh, thank you, thank you. What would I do without you, Crow? My name is Nina. Last name, Forever. Real name, by the way, real name. The ID says my name is Nina Forever, along with my pronouns, she, her. You stare at your own ID picture and see yourself more. I never really looked at myself today. Wow, I'm pretty feminine looking. You use feminine terms and will be called a girl/woman. You look at your ID picture, seeing a young woman and reading your name with your eyes. Nina Forever. She, her pronouns. Yes. Wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. Maybe my eye is itching. No, yeah, that's correct. Your fingers briefly brushed against his. You bit your lip, then muttered a small thank you before pocketing your school ID. Crow gives you a closed-eye smile, returning with his own thank you, then turns his attention back to Brittany. Are you gonna yell at her some more? Following up behind Brittany are 3 more people. Oh gosh, I am not giving voices to everybody, guys. I'm sorry. I've learned from my past that I cannot keep up with the voices at all. The tallest of the 3 is a sporty-looking man, clad in a green and yellow jersey with the number 10 settled in front. His eyes are a bright green, the color that kind of reminds you of green apples. His skin a beautiful brown that nearly matches his curly hair, while a stubble is nested on his chin, indicating his maturity. I feel like definitely there's a lot more description words. Maybe let me know if that's true or not, but I feel like I'm getting more descriptive words, you know? The second tallest is a man in a purple hoodie. Can we get him as also another potential love interest? I like the strong, quiet type, not gonna lie. The second tallest is a man in a purple hoodie. His eyes are sharp and slanted with long lashes adorned with teal-colored orbs underneath. His hair straight and styled into a hime cut, save for a short strand tied with a red ribbon and a low ponytail bound with the same shade of a red behind him. He looks uninterested with what is going on around at the very moment. And the last, but not the least, is the shortest of the 3, maybe within the group as well. Her skin pale, her face dotted with a few freckles, then and there as rectangular-shaped frames shield away orange orbs. Her hair is short and loose like wave. She wears a black button-up under an orange vest and a black skirt matching Brittany's. So do we actually have a uniform here? Like, the guys do not look like they have a uniform, low-key, high-key. I think it's just the colorful jackets that throwing me off with the uniform, huh? Dang, Britt! You sure are bad at socializing! Did I not just say I was not giving them voices, Nina? Did we not just talk about this? Hey, Gio, seems like you have competition. The tall jock, clad in yellow and green sports jersey, let out a loud laugh, causing some students to turn to look at him. Brittany's face grew red from embarrassment. Gritting her teeth, she crossed her arms while tapping her foot on the ground. This only made the jock laugh even harder. Shut the freak up, Jero. You're causing a scene. Also, if you were me, you would have done just as badly.
That is in fact not true. I'm a lovable guy.
Oh yeah? As the two argue, you turn your head towards the other tall man in a hoodie. Since your gaze, he looks down at you, his hand still in his hoodie's pockets. ... I like ya. A sudden chill went down your spine. You quickly averted your gaze away from the imposing male and landed on the meek girl in orange right beside Brittany. She hasn't spoken since she arrived with the two males, but judging from how attached she is to Brittany, you're guessing she's closer with her than the rest of the group. She kind of reminds you of yourself when you were still new to the school with no one to talk to. Not until Crow befriended you, of course. Were you as clingy to Crow back then as she is with Brittany now? I'll believe it.
Sorry, there's kind of a rowdy bunch, huh?
So are they Crow's friends and I became friends with them through Crow? I'm guessing that's the whole dynamic, huh?
I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
No, not at all. They sure are something.
Look, Nina, you're still free not to join us for lunch if you're uncomfortable. Meeting new people is overwhelming. I just want to let you know that I respect your feelings and that you matter, Nina.
Thank you. I love not putting pressure on somebody because like social anxiety is a thing. Crow reassures you with a worried smile on his lip. You turn back to the group, the tall jock named Daryl now bothering Gio with an arm around his shoulder. The visible irritation on Gio's face did nothing to sway Daryl's happy-go-lucky personality. Brittany leans on one of the desks with her arms crossed, striking a conversation with the bespectacled girl next to her. What's her name? I didn't seem to catch it last time. Crow glanced at where you were pointing at.
Oh, Jessie. You can call her Jess for short. She's best friends with Brittany. She's kind of reminded me of you when we first met.
Ah, great minds think alike.
All shy and quiet. Only that you're cuter.
Oh my gosh, what? Wait, did he always flirt with me like that? What the freak? Crow pinched your cheeks playfully and you groan, but your mock annoyance is betrayed by a small smile that formed on your lips.
How time flies, huh?
Yeah. That's right, you got yourself acquainted with Crow in your sophomore year. Before you left for the city, your father emphasized the importance of having companions and establishing friendships, most importantly in this college. Most especially in this college. Okay, this is a college. Olympias University, the largest university in Titan City. Like, I feel like we're getting a lot more storytelling now, like with the whole rework and stuff. I like that. I like that a lot. It is known for having the best facility and the best education, where you're guaranteed to rise from the bottom to the top. Well, that's what the advertisement tells you. You tried getting to know people during your first year, but to no avail. No matter how much you tried to make friends, you just couldn't seem to bring yourself to talk to anyone. And to your dismay, no one seemed to bother even, oh my gosh, why can I feel like I can relate? It's just, oh my god, I feel like it's so hard to like muster up to talk and meet new people and talk to new people and like open up like that, especially when you're like introverted. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to make myself comfortable. You guys don't mind, right? Yeah, you guys don't mind. Yeah. But no, I totally get that from an introvert's point of view, you know? Sure, you would talk with a few classmates for projects, but nothing goes beyond that. As if they're scared of you. Or more like disgusted. Low-key, I also feel like it's a mental thing because in your mind, you feel like you come off as a weird person and you're overthinking things. You're like, oh my gosh, did I just say something weird? Or did they notice me stutter? You know, like I feel like it's also a mental thing, but I don't know. I think most of the time people aren't thinking negatively about you, or at least that's what you should put out there. And that's what you should think so that you can feel better with talking to people, because you never know. The other person that you're talking to could be just like you and want to be friends, but they feel like you don't like them, you know? Nina's advice for today. You can never tell. The looks you've received have all been mixed signals, some bad, some out of pity. That is, until Crow came into the picture. Among everyone, Crow was the sole person who approached you with the intention of friendship. You were wary of him at first. Why would someone want to befriend you out of nowhere? Your past experience caused you suspicion. You had a history with people who try to earn your good graces because you were somehow beneficial to them. You thought Crow would be the same case, so you ignored him, but then he kept following you, trying to strike a conversation with you every now and then. You tried to dismiss him, ignoring his presence as usual, but Crow was determined to break down your walls and kept insisting on tagging along until it annoyed you once. Just once. I promise. I love that. That is until it happened on the last day of your first semester in your sophomore year. You fell victim to one of the school's biggest hidden flaws. Oh snap. We're going deep diving in the beginning. I love that. If Crow wasn't there to stop them, you could not begin to imagine what might have happened. What happened? Oh, snap. No, actually, with this new development, it's actually making me want to, like, talk to Crow more. You know what I mean? Because, like, when I played the game the first couple of times, I honestly did not care about Crow like that. But after this, I kind of want to talk to Crow more. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Okay, new picture. I love that. Oh, wait. Can I? Wait, what is that? What? Oh. Oh snap. Sorry, I was trying to like clear the screen so I can like look at the the picture in its full glory. I'm guessing this is like, whose route are you more to lean into? I'm guessing. Oh my gosh, this picture though is so cute. Oh my gosh. Got me giggling like a little schoolgirl. Crow. Ah! Thank goodness you're unharmed. You're concerned about me? How about you? You're the one who's hurt. Thinking back, you thought he was crazy and stupid. What the freak happened? Taking blow after blow until the perpetrators got bored and left the both of you. Well, that's the whole point, right? As long as you're not hurt, this is nothing. Oh my gosh. You're crazy, you know that? He just laughed it off, wincing due to the bruises on his face. ... I never got your name, crazy person. It's Jericho. Jericho Ichabod. Oh, but just call me Crow. Nice to meet you, Crow. I'm Nina. Okay. You brought him to the clinic that day and became inseparable ever since. Right after that incident, Crow promised to never get in fights again and continue to keep his word on it. You really owe it to him. Oh my gosh. I am actually gonna become a Crow fan low-key, guys. You look back up to Crow. He tilts his head. Something on your mind, Nina? Nothing, just happy that you're my friend. Did I just friend zone him there? After he just called me cute? I mean, he's smiling. I guess it's fine. He looked at you with raised eyebrows, probably surprised at how random your thoughts seem. He didn't say anything as he let your words sink in, and his usual gentle smile appeared on his face. Crow inched closer to you, indicating that he feels the same way. Nice. Brittany must have taken notice of the amount of time wasted in talking, arguing as she turns to you one last time. We're like talked a little bit too much. We'll end up not getting any seats if we keep this up. So, are you coming with us or not? Caught up in your little daydream about the past, Brittany finally spoke up, catching your attention. You look back at Crow, recalling his words. Don't force yourself to join if you're still uncomfortable. You then decided to, oh my gosh. Because I know if we go to the library, we're gonna meet Soul. But low-key, I really want to go down a Crow route. Low-key, I've never did it, and oh my gosh, this is actually so hard. Okay, for you guys, I feel like you guys love Soul more. You guys love the Yandere, unless Crow is a secret Yandere. Wait, let me find out. But I feel like you guys would rather me go down the Soul route first. I'm really torn right now. They did a good job with this rewriting stuff, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save it here, and I'm gonna go to the library. ... I'll head to the library today. With a hand on her hip, Brittany stares at you as if waiting for you to change your mind. Seeing your decision is set, she loosens a sigh. Brittany wordlessly turns on her heel and walks out the classroom, the rest of her friends following behind her. Crow, however, stayed in the exact same spot right next to you. Noticing this, Gio, the one in the hoodie, stops. Crow? Huh? Oh, I'll be right there. Crow paused shortly to sneak a look at you before walking towards Gio, his movements slow and hesitant to leave your side. Although Crow did not give you a farewell glance before reaching his friends, it was Gio who glared at you over his shoulder. I'm sorry, Gio. Do you love Crow too? Are we fighting? His gaze was intimidating and intense. It reminded you of the way predators look at their prey. You felt your heart stop beating for a moment. Confused by his apparent stillness, Crow was about to question his blue-haired companion, but Gio waved his hand dismissively. Before Crow could notice anything, Gio breaks his gaze away from yours and ushers his friend out of the classroom. You let out a breath you didn't know you were holding. What was that about? He gave me nothing but short glances and glares since I've met him. Maybe I'm not suited to be part of their group. Either he likes you or he likes Crow. And I support both, not gonna lie. You shake away the negative thoughts attempting to plague your mind. Returning to your original plan, you pack up your things and proceed to head out. Next up, the library. Let's do it. The rowdy hallways buzzed with noise as sweaty and tired students made their way to their respective classes. Some presumably headed to the cafeteria for a break. Several were headed to the same direction as you were walking. With the library door within your reach, a smile etched on your face. It's like, yeah, let's go read some books. Not gonna lie, when I was in high school or when I went to a new high school, I actually ended up going to the library a lot during lunchtime because since it was a new high school, I didn't really have much friends and I did not want to go to lunch by myself. So I would just go to the library and pretend like I had homework to do, which I probably did have homework to do, or I'll just I don't know, find a book to read or something. Well, I guess this is a college, but even in college, it was kind of the same thing. You open the doors immediately, greeted by the familiar scent of coffee and library books. You've always been awed by your university's fancy facilities. In fact, the library surprisingly operates as a small cafe, serving coffee to the students who needed it early in the morning until the afternoon. It is a huge hit amongst everyone, and you understand why. Caffeine is the fuel to a college student's weary soul. The aroma of coffee somehow lightens your mood. Anticipating a short moment of peace within the library, you made your way towards your usual seat by the large window near the cafe section. Your mood dropped when you spotted an unfamiliar face occupying the chair you've come to favor. You groan. Gosh dang it! That's my seats. Just great. What should I do about this? This is when we start to differ. So find somewhere else to sit, ask them to move away from your seat, just take the seat beside him. I think the most chaotic pick, and I don't know if it's still gonna go with it, is when you decide to just sit on his lap. Imagine sitting on a stranger's, oh my gosh. I feel like that's the most cringe one. Low-key, I feel like that's the one you guys would want though. Me personally, I would find somewhere else to sit. Move, that is my seat. No, you refuse to accept this. This is your seat. Heck, you even made sure that people know it's yours by scribbling your name on the... That's vandalism, Nina! What the freak? Okay, the last part is a lie. You'll probably get in trouble if you ever vandalize school property. But you've been in the library more than you could count that you're pretty sure even the regular students who come here know that it is your spot. Okay, good. Swallowing your pride, you slowly approach the seated guy. Yep, there he is. Soul baby! Once you made it to his side, however, he didn't bother to acknowledge your presence, seemingly more focused on the book he's reading. You know, like a normal person, low-key. You faked a cough. That seems to caught his attention, for he gives a small glance right after, his nose still buried in his book. This seems to catch his attention. You're in my seat. Can I have it back? It's mine. I call dibs. He stared at you for a moment, then closes his book, swerving his body to face you while placing an elbow on the mahogany table. His reddish orb stares right back into your own. The confidence you had 5 minutes ago vanishes in thin air as his gaze sends shiver down your spine. The dark circles under his eyes adds to his intimidating look. He raised a brow before looking around, under the table, on the seat, and even under his book before turning back to you. What? I don't see your name on it? Is that what you're about to say? Oh yeah, I don't see your name on anything. You can feel the vein on your forehead pop out. Oh, so he wants to be a smart butt, huh? Should have put my name like I planned for jerks like him. You cross your arms, not hiding your visible irritation, earning a low chuckle from the male who is seemingly amused at your frustration. So cute. Oh my gosh. It's starting.
Say, if you really want your seat back, you need to convince me to move first. Tell you what about a cup of coffee? If you could give me a cup, maybe I'll consider moving.
You bit your inner cheek. Now he wants you to be his little servant. Who does this guy think he is? I mean, I don't know. Who do I think I am for telling him to move? Turn your head to the nearby coffee stand right next to the exit. You observe some students enjoying their own coffee while reading or studying. Maybe you can grab his coffee and get this over with. Okay. Force him to get up from his seat! You better get up! Am I gonna use force? Do they actually like scrap the whole sitting on his like idea actually? Like, are we gonna get into a physical altercation? Wait a minute, force him to get off my seat. Do I look like your little maid? Just move and give me back my seat. You angrily voiced out, growing more and more impatient with the male before me. Oh my gosh, this is so forward. However, he seemed unbothered by your threat, his eyes half-lidded in boredom before going back to reading his novel. Okay, this guy is getting on my nerves. If he doesn't want to leave, then I'm not letting him then. What? If he's not going to leave, then I'm not letting him? The logic? What? I mean, then again, this whole thing has been so crazy. You huffed in annoyance and moved around behind him. He did not utter a single word and kept his nose on his light novel, though he couldn't deny the fact that he is a bit curious about what you're planning. What shocked him next was you pulling on the chair, causing him to gasp as he wobbled in his seat. Oh my gosh. Wait, did I actually pull the chair from underneath him, actually? Steadying himself, he was prepared to reprimand for your actions, but you cut him off once more.
What are you?
Oh, oh gosh. Okay, well, I thought it was gonna be scrapped and you pulled the chair from under him and he fell. Low-key, I thought that was where it was going. Maybe Nina craves violence by settling yourself on top of his lap. He swore to whatever god looking down on him right now to take him. The book in his hand is threatening to slip off as all of his senses shut down, save for his eyes that remain focused on your back. His heart beats quickens, cursing under his breath while you continue on with your work as if he isn't there. And you, oh sweet little you, slightly turned your head, giving him a quick glance, your lips turned upward as if mocking him. This is actually so crazy for somebody that was like hard to make friends. You're quick to feel very comfortable with this guy. Teasing him. It's driving him insane. You, however, went along with your task, ignoring him as if he weren't there, save for your butt literally on top of his lap. Like, this whole situation always baffles me. Oh my gosh. He looks around, noticing a few glances from passing students. Some rolling their eyes and some moving away, finding a different spot. They're like, oh my gosh, get a room. The guy's face went red. The surrounding students were definitely interpreting this the wrong way. He returns his gaze back to you, who remains unbothered sitting on his lap and seemingly not noticing the weird glances. He eventually relaxes though, still a bit hesitant on placing his arm next to yours. With a free hand, he picks up the book he had and reads through its content once more. That's crazy that you're just going along with this. A minute or two passed and you felt him sigh before closing his book. He seemed to be having a hard time concentrating on his novel. Not your problem though.
Seldom we find, says Solomon Dundus.
He reads out, making you arch an eyebrow while trying to ignore him still as you remain focused on your papers.
Half an idea is the profoundness of it. Though all the flimsy things we see at once.
Is he reading through your papers, more specifically on the poem you chose?
As easily as through a Naples bonnet. An enigma by Edgar Allan Poe, huh? Not a bad choice.
Now this got your attention. In all honesty, you just grabbed whatever book that your hand felt heavy and went along with it. Were you gonna use it like low-key as a weapon if worse came to worse? You were lucky enough that it was a singular book filled with stories and poems about the author named Edgar Allan Poe. You went through the book's table of contents and the title caught your attention. Maybe it will have the same effect to your ignorant of a teacher as it did to you. But it seems like the talking chair of yours is taking an interest in it first. Not bearing to ignore him any longer, you speak up. It's the first thing I could think that looks interesting. Nothing much, as long as I've got something to write for my report.
That's fair, but did you know that this poem is also a puzzle? Oh, really? This piqued your curiosity. A puzzle? He nods. Then, with a finger, he points at the first line of the poem, then on the second. Yes, a poem. This is one of the few works of him that I find quite charming. Looking at what his finger's pointing at, you try to look for the puzzle he's speaking of, but despite reading through the sonnet carefully, you couldn't seem to find the puzzle he was talking about. He must be freaking with you. Try one last time you scan the words. What do you want me to answer? I didn't know I was actually solving the puzzle. Wait, what? What answer do you want? I don't know. I couldn't see it. Is this some kind of riddle? About what? Would you like a hint? I mean, I would just like you to tell me the answer. I'm sorry. That will help me. Look at the first letter of the first line, then the second letter of the second line, and so on. He removes his fingers from the paper and now observes your facial features. Your brows are furrowed in a full concentration now, a finger under your chin as you look at the letters based on the hint he gave you. Oh, I love how they say give up. Okay, let's go ahead and look at it again. S-A-R-A? 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 You know what? I should just go ahead and give up. I'm not gonna get it. Let me give up. I give up. So what's the answer? What? I literally put Sarah! You said no! It's Sarah Ann Lewis. It's a name? Yep. Someone that the author had close relations to. I see. Well, you tried. That's what matters. You look back at your paper, on the poem specifically, a newfound sense of respect for the sonnet after knowing its hidden meaning. This just adds to more content in your paper and maybe it will help you get an even higher grade for it. Thank you! Maybe hitting the books isn't so bad. You lean back onto the chair, nearly forgetting you're literally on someone's lap, causing you to accidentally press your back to his chest, making him jerk on the seat. This surprised you. You yelped and quickly stood up from the chair, trying to apologize. Yeah, just casually forgetting that I was just sitting on a stranger. Guys, stranger. Oh my gosh. I would never get over how baffling this whole scenario is to me. I think that's why it's so hilarious, actually. His previous relaxed pose is now back to being stiff as a board. His face was bright red, resembling a tomato. Leaning forward on his seat, his chin rests on top of the table with a flustered expression on his face. I'm so sorry. I mean, not for sitting on you, but for taking it too far and leaning back on you. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I forgot I was sitting on you. Oh my gosh, I was sitting on you! The sudden realization hits you and you quickly want to bury yourself in the ground. The student before you remains silent, his face still burning red and his eyes wide as plates. He shakily grabs his book and quickly stands up from the seat. Without sparing you any time nor breath, he walks out towards the exit with a bit of a limp on his step. You feel like ripping your hair out. Why? You did all of that embarrassing stuff for some guy who refuses to give you your seat in the library. You could have gone to a different spot without having to do all that. Oh my gosh. Well, there's no point in dwelling on it any more than necessary. Returning to your papers, you stack them up along with the books you borrowed. Glancing at the poem one last time, you couldn't help the smile that made its way to your lips. At least he gave me some useful insight on my paper. I should thank him once I see him. And I never got to know his name. You're so bad at interacting with people! Oh, you would think that I am the most outgoing person after that exchange, not gonna lie. Anyways, once you reached the hallway, the stranger from the library was already gone, but what surprised you was Crow's presence, followed by the same group of friends you saw this morning. Oh yeah, didn't they have like a whole food fight or something in there? Only that Brittany's uniform is covered with what seems to be a mixture of ketchup, mustard, and a variety of oils, while Jess tries her best to wipe them off of her. Oh, Jess is nice. I wonder if they end up together. What the freak happened at Cafeteria? Nina, I was about to check on you. How are you feeling? I'm doing fine, although... You turn your gaze to the blonde behind him. Crow follows your line of sight and scratches his chin. A drop of sweat rolls down his neck. Sensing your curiosity, he turns to Brittany. The blonde woman just waves him off, refusing to meet his eyes. Taking that as a sign to proceed, Crow explains. Things went a bit hectic in the cafeteria. A food fight broke out.
And it was the best food fight ever! You should have seen the face of that red-headed when you slam ketchup on her uniform.
Wait, I forgot how this started. What the heck?
Daryl jumped in the conversation, startling you and Crow at his sudden appearance. An annoyed expression made its way onto Crow's face.
You nearly got all of us in trouble, Daryl. I'm just glad we got ourselves out of there before things got worse.
Yeah, our knight in shining armor, Mr. Ichabod, always to the rescue. Really making use of your title as a school rep, huh?
Daryl gives Crow a little nudge. The said man just rolls his eyes.
What? You gotta admit, the look of Pinkie Pie was freaking hilarious, right, Britt?
Pinkie Pie? You and Daryl turned to Brittany. Some of the sauces on her uniform gone, leaving nothing but a stain on it. A small smirk formed on her lips as she recalled the earlier events. Well, I can't deny that it felt good having to fight back. Low-key want to be there for the second iteration of this. It seems a lot more eventful. Daryl gives a toothy smile at the blonde woman, which she returns with her own snarky smile. Crow only rolls his eyes, shaking his head at the two troublemakers. Contrary to his visible disagreement, you couldn't help but notice the small smile on his face, as if he's proud of them despite the trouble they caused. As you observe them, you notice something amiss. What is Gio looking at me sideways again? Or rather, someone amiss. Jess! Oh! Jess seemed to catch on to your confusion at their lack of numbers and stepped up to explain. If you're looking for Gio, he said he was going somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where, though. I see. Not that I was actually trying to look for the guy. He actually scares me. You recall the look he gave you right before you left for the library. Just remembering it sends a shiver down your spine. I mean, that could just be his default face, and maybe he wants to be friends. That could also be a scenario, right? You considered tugging on Crow's sleeve, wanting to seek for answers about his other friend, but seeing how he's going along with the group with a genuine smile on his face, you bit your lower lip. You couldn't bear to ruin the mood. I should head to my next class. Not sparing them any more of your time, you swiftly turn on your heel and rushes out the scene. Oh,
she's quite a runner, isn't she?
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Daryl perks up beside Crow's solemn face while the two stare at your departing form. Crow sighs and looks down on the floor.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The taller jock says nothing but gives his friend a look of pity. Rubbing Crow's back, he tries to think of something, anything, to reassure the man next to him. Daryl's eyes suddenly lit up, a smile appearing on his face. Taking advantage of Crow's vulnerability, he swiftly snags his friend's phone from his pocket, the latter not even batting an eye at his phone that was taken. Instead, he questions him. The jock simply messes with his phone, his tongue sticking out from the corner of his lip.
Oh, what are you up to?
What are you doing?
Just trying to fix your love life, you know. You're welcome, by the way.
What are you even talking about?
Crow's eyes went wide at the block of text Daryl showed him.
Give that back!
Oh gosh, what did he text? I bet he's texting me something. Daryl simply laughs at Crow's failed attempt in getting his phone back. Daryl waves Crow's blue mobile phone in the air.
You got no choice, Crow. I've already sent the message.
Ugh, Daryl, you sneaky butt nuggets.
You call me your favorite wingman after this.
No chalk wings.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's really trying to help. I mean, I'm surprised. Like, low-key, actually high-key, Nina, in this scenario, I would have went with them to the cafeteria, 100%. I would not have gone by myself to the library. I would have went with them because if I see that people are actually trying to be my friend, I would grasp at that, you know what I mean? But Nina in this is more cautious because she's been used in the past. So, yeah, I get it.
A few feet away from the men, Brittany and Jess simply observe the two males. They turn to each other and shrug, wondering what Daryl could have done to get Crows frustrated like that. I'm guessing he's not normally frustrated.
That's the Nina fact.
Barely making it to your next class, you slid the classroom doors open, earning you a few looks from the students inside the room. Turning to the podium, you exhaled a breath you didn't realize you were holding when you realized that your teacher was still absent. Fixing your composure, you scan the room. A few easels and shelves filled with brushes and bottles stained with acrylic paint guaranteed that you made it to the right class. However, you notice something, or rather someone familiar. The very same tuft of black hair with green highlights set at the back, and instead of his red novel that you come to associate him with, he is now scribbling with a sketch pad. He didn't seem to notice your arrival. How come you'd never seen him in class before? Is it because he's seated all the way in the back of the classroom?
The kid in the back! Roll the credits.
If that's the case, then he must have been really quiet and you probably never got the time to notice him come and go. How odd, you thought. You make your way to your seat, not breaking your gaze at the tall, dark male. Once you reach your seat, you couldn't help your growing curiosity at whatever he was doing with his sketch pad. Coincidentally, the desk right in front of him was unoccupied. Maybe you could sit there instead. Settling with that idea, you move to the desk in front of him and place your things down. He remains unaware of your presence. You sit on the chair, facing the opposite direction as you casually place your arms on the backrest. Aw, this must be a new picture as well. That's cute. So in this version, you actually don't notice each other as soon as you walk in, but instead, like, you just kind of stare at him like the little creep that you are, Nina. You observe the way he draws with the pencil. Each stroke he creates moves with so much elegance that you thought he was dancing with it. A face of a person dressed in peasant clothes. They seem to be dancing with a being larger in size was right next to them. You lean in closer, attempting to see what he's trying to draw.
Oh, personal space, Nina? What the freak?
But was left startled when the book suddenly slammed closed, causing you to jerk back. Wait, was it me and him? Was he drawing me? I wonder. You tilt your head up and you met eyes with the very same wide, reddish eyes of the boy back in the library. You gave him an awkward smile and a peace sign. He just kept staring at you though. Hey there, sorry for what happened back in the library. You're my classmate. That's a surprise. Hope we'll get along. Okay. Being caught in the act wasn't part of your plan. I mean, if you're like literally this leaned in, looking at someone's work, I mean, of course you're gonna get caught, Nina. What the heck? Quickly swerving around, you are now properly facing forward, ignoring the burning stares of the male behind your head. You made your way to your seat. Once settled down, you groan, placing your elbows on the desk and resting your chin on top of your hands, waiting patiently for the professor's arrival. Hearing the classroom's door open, your art professor makes her way inside, his large round belly standing out, round spectacles sitting on top of his nose, and a stereotypical brown beret on his head. He greets the class before starting his lecture. Nice, the art class, guys. Art exhibition project featuring various areas of art as part of our thesis. This time we're tasked with expressionism. Got it.
Remember, this is all part of your papers, and not to mention making a name for yourself, of course.
More like taking credit of a student's work and using it to advertise your poopy school. You scoffed at the thought.
Hope you all got a partner already by this time. For this term, I'm tasking you all to create 3 works based on the expedition's theme.
This is where you want to throw your desk out the window. Working with other people. How dare they? How could they do this to me? How could you forget? You weren't present during the previous meeting and you absolutely knew no one in this classroom, specifically this class. Why were you taking art again? Oh right, your father was an artist as he was a farmer. It was all for him and maybe you can make a name for yourself with your work if ever your life as a gardener wouldn't turn out the way it should. Part of plan B, and if that fails, I got plans C and D. Gotta love a girl with plans, guys. I've yet to make up the rest. Or guess I'll die. That's also an option, right? You shake away your silly thoughts. The problem is now at hand. You do not have a partner to work with.
Now, I want all of you to go to your chosen partner for this project so I can start explaining your task.
Eventually, you were forced out of your seat since your seatmate's partner will be occupying it for the class. You curse at yourself. You could only hope you're not the only student who didn't get their own partner for this class. But upon looking around, it seems like everyone is calm and collected. Were you the only one panicking here? Unlike the rest of the class scurrying around to meet their partner, you were the only fool who was standing still.
Note on the only one standing, because from the corner of your classroom, there's a single student not bothering to stand up from their seat. Their seatmate had left to pair it with someone else, leaving a vacant spot. Just right for the picking, guys. Right for the picking. Is he not going to bother with his partner? Alas. Hey there! He looks up from his desk and looks at your approaching form before you're eventually standing next to him.
It's you. Seems like you're a bit lost there.
Do you want to be my partner by chance?
No.
What? Huh? You said no to me? Huh? Well, just your luck then. Me neither. So, do you want to be partners?
Sure, why not?
You took the vacant seat right beside him. His books now tucked away, and on his desk is now a pen and a piece of paper, seemingly ready to take notes. Hey, I never got to know your name.
It's not quite important.
Well, I should at least know what to call you instead of Green Street Guy. He raised a brow at your silly nickname you gave him before slightly shaking his head. Sullivan Brugmancia. Got it.
But just call me Soul.
Soul, thank you, gotcha. Soul means sun or brightness, right? Your name contradicts your whole glam, not gonna lie. Now I'm gonna say it means sun and brightness, which is what you probably are on the inside. Soul nodded, rubbing his back of his head.
You can say that. My mother gave me that name.
It's a lovely name.
Thanks.
Well, I'm Nina Forever, or Forever Nenaa. Nice to meet you. Nice to finally know your name, Soul. Soul nods with a smile forming on his lips, then returning his attention back to the professor.
3 artworks to showcase. Note, it has to be some form of expressionism. Mediums will be strictly traditional.
Your professional then proceeds to give other pointers for your project before leaving you and the rest of the class for the day. Everyone in the classroom proceeds to talk with their partners, already brainstorming ideas on what they're going to showcase and hopefully could get a high grade. You turn to Soul as he took out his own charcoal pencil and his sketch pad for the class. You got any plans for our first display, Soul?
Expressionism is about conveying one's feelings, right? The easiest for now is a portrait. Let's use your face as an example.
My face?
He lets out a low chuckle. There. You make a cute expression right now. That could be considered as expressionism.
Huh? He seems like he already has an idea of what to do. And the fact that I literally just gazed over that, like I did not clock that. Okay. And judging from the half-filled sketchbook of his, he's quite familiar with the concept of art. Me, however, I'm not that good. No, I feel like realistically, I'm half good. I stopped drawing for a couple years, so it's not as good as it was, but I'm gonna say I'm pretty good at art. Soul gives a small smile.
I'd love to see some of your work then. So, would you like me to draw my portrait first?
Sure. Wait, let me get my things. You took out your sketch pad and charcoal pencil as Soul relaxed on his seat.
Would you like me to pose or...
Do whatever you feel most comfortable in.
All right.
Noise. Okay, this is the scene I've seen before. Your eyes scan his face. The more you look at him, the more you notice some of his features. His cheekbones, his lips with two piercing, his thick eyebrows, the way his hair settles down on his shoulders, and his reddish-orange eyes. He's quite handsome, actually. For a moment, you just stared at his eyes. He noticed and stared back, his pupils dilating before he realized he was staring. He rises to his cheek. He quickly averted his head away. Hey, eyes on me, I say as I was the one awkwardly staring him deep in his eyes for the longest.
Sorry, I'm not used to being stared at for that long.
Relax, it's just me. Plus, you'll stare at my boring face after I'm done with your portrait. Wait, he's gonna say,
It's not boring.
oh yeah.
Your face isn't boring. I actually think you look beautiful.
Oh my gosh, am I not catching this? He says without even thinking twice, his eyes met yours, half lidded, and his pupils were wide. Now it's your turn to turn red. You hid your face behind your sketch pad and whacked him with your charcoal pencil. Stop saying stupid stuff and stay still. Soul just chuckled and stayed his movements, a hand on his chest and a smile on his face. Love that. Before you knew it, the bell rang and class was over. You weren't done with your sketch, however, the conversation kept repeating in your head and made it hard for you to concentrate. And like heck, you're gonna show it to Soul.
Come on, just a peek.
It's not done yet!
Boo.
You chuck the sketch pad in your bag before Soul could grab a hold of it. You get up from your seat and headed out of the classroom, Soul coming close behind you with his own bag as he leaves as well with the rest of the class. Do you have a phone? We should exchange numbers and update each other so we can do the next 2 more tasks. Soul then takes out his own phone and asks for your number. You cite it out as he inputted it in his phone.
Let me try to send you a message.
You nodded and looked at the phone screen and saw a new notification from an unknown number. Noise. This must be Soul.
Sup?
You type so different from how you look. I mean, I think that's kind of the same.
Sup?
I can see him saying, sup. From the corner of your eye, you see Soul's eyebrows raised at your text.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. You chuckled, he rolled his eyes. You stared, lingered on Soul's face. A smile is embedded on his handsome features while he looks at the block of text on his phone. Meeting Soul. Back then, you struggled to form friends throughout college that you were convinced that you would be graduating without making a single connection, which would undoubtedly disappoint your father, and you were ready for that. You thought to yourself, these are odd people, eccentrics at most. All misunderstood people, all humans, all the same. A sudden wave of determination washed over you. With a hand on your chest, you stared into Soul's orbs, making him tilt his head slightly. Soul, I want to be friends with you. What is this such an adorable moment? What the heck? After sitting on you and becoming acquainted that way, let's be friends. I can sense that people tend to misunderstand you and your overall personality. Same with me. I feel the connection. Soul is quiet, but his gaze remains on you with a lingering curiosity. But let me be different. I want to know you. I want to understand you, Soul. If you let me. He blinks once, then twice, then a chuckle. He put a large hand on top of your head, then ruffles your hair.
All right then, let's mark today as the start of our wonderful friendship, Nenaa forever.
You painfully brushed his hand off of your head and nudged him on the shoulder. He lets out a small laugh at your poor attempt. As to you two, Sullivan Bergmacia. Nailed it.
Just Soul is fine, Nenaa.
Well, I need to get going. See you tomorrow.
Huh? Oh, of course. See you tomorrow, Nenaa.
Did I fill up anything? Oh, yeah, I definitely filled up some stuff. Makes sense. Oh my gosh, and he's smiling! Oh my gosh, and he's sad! Ah! No, this is so bad. Oh gosh. Do I want to go down the Soul route though, guys? Especially after getting the backstory of Crow. Giving Soul a wave of goodbye, you make your way towards the school's exit. ...
My darling. My sweet darling, Nenaa. See you later, pumpkin.
Not already coming up with sweet nicknames. As you walk through the hallway, your eyes caught on something on the nearby bulletin board. A poster was plastered on the large board. The Hallows Ball. Come enjoy the festive spirit of Hallows Eve. A Halloween party? Huh. Seems promising. A sudden small vibration came from your pocket. Curious, you took out your phone expecting another message from Soul. It was from Crow. Your heart leaped from your chest, recalling the events that happened earlier this afternoon.
Can you meet me after class?
Oh, snap!
I'll be at the front gate.
Oh, this is different! Okay, I'm actually kind of happy that I'm going through this. Okay. You didn't send a reply. Turning off your phone, you quickly made haste. Okay, I'm just running. I'm just booking it. I'm about to say, dang, I switched up fast. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not interested. I got Soul. No, I'm interested in both. Low key, let's double dip. Let there be an ending where I can get both of them. You approach the school's gate, keeping an eye out for your friend. Sure enough, there stood Crow in all his glory, postured straight with his arms held behind his back, his bag neatly placed on the floor and his foot tapping on the concrete floor nervously. I feel like this is definitely a huge example of, do you go after red flag guys or green flag guys? Crow is a green flag. And then you got the red flag. I'm telling you guys, only in games will I go for red flags. I promise. You yourself were growing nervous with each step you took as you grew closer and closer to him. When you reached his side and made your presence known with a small greeting, you noticed the way Crow's eyebrow raised in mild surprise, as if not expecting you to actually show up before him. He cleared his throat before composing himself properly, his body now facing in your direction. You wanted to see me?
Yeah,
Lifting his bag from the floor, he slinged a strap over his shoulder and offered his hand for you to take.
I'd like to take you somewhere. It's a bit near the park. I'll lead if you let me.
Oh, yeah, let's do it! Oh my gosh, yeah, let's take his hand. Oh my gosh, am I double dipping? It's just a cave. It's okay. Let's take his hand. You took his hand. In return, Crow wraps his finger around yours. His nervous smile melts into a genuine and happier one before he leads the both of you away from the school's gate into the streets. What? Okay, this is entirely new. By the time you and Crow made it to the park, it was already sundown, and stars slowly started painting the sky. Is this the place you were trying to lead me to, Crow?
Not quite yet. Come here.
You follow him through a thicket of thick bushes, surprised to see stony stairs. Though a bit run down, it still seems sturdy to step foot on. Not gonna lie, if this wasn't Crow, I would be so suspicious of this. Looking up, you see it leads somewhere above. You and Crow make your way up the stony stairs, some red and orange leaf coloring the steps as you and him avoid a few puddles from the rain this morning.
We're here. Come. It's a sight to behold.
Oh my gosh. Taking one last step, you see Crow admiring whatever was beyond him, his smile bright as his eyes twinkled like the stars above. Your eyes went wide in awe upon seeing the scenery before you, replicating the one Crow had on his face. Not once did you take this into consideration, the idea of sightseeing within the city. Everything felt unfamiliar, intimidating even. You couldn't blame yourself for feeling so distressed about the idea of traveling, especially since you had no one else within the city to guide you. But gazing at the sea of lights that stretched out before you made you realize that you have been missing much of what the city has to offer. Looking further ahead, you take notice of a tall tower decorated with bright neon pink lights. A little bit to its right is a movie theater next to a mall. The rows of other buildings with multicolored lights seem endless. The more you scan the area, the more you see unfamiliar places that you didn't even know exist. Your moment of silence while admiring the city views was interrupted by the sound of rustling grass. You turn around, finding the source of the sound. Crow has made himself comfortable lying on the ground under an oak tree. You see his backpack leaning on his trunk. Oh my gosh. Stop. They actually added more Crow scenes. Was Crow just not popular? And then they were like, hey, we gotta add some more popularity to Crow real quick. Wait, did I add any points? No, I only got 1 point. I think I got 1 point for holding his hand. This update of them redoing the first day is low-key so perfect. I love that. You turn your back from the city and walk to where Crow lays, deciding to keep him company. His gaze on the starry sky shifts to you as you sit back beside him, and a hopeful smile grows on your face.
Judging from your face, all lit up, you like this place, huh? Come, care to join me?
Accepting his invitation, you give Crow a slight nod that brought joy to his eyes. You stretch a bit and lay on your back right next to him, your fingers barely touching. You and Crow look at the night sky. You observe how the stars twinkle as if the rain from this morning never happened. How did you manage to find this place? You tilt your head to look at him, and he gives you a closed-eyed chuckle before his twinkling gaze meets yours.
I take it that you've never heard of Lily's myth, have you, Nina?
Lily's myth? Crow pointed up at the old tree that stood above you, then returns his gaze to the stars.
They say that this tree that the humans came in contact with was blessed by the gods that guard the land. This very same tree here used to bear multiple fruits. They say that they never rots and are free for anyone to take. Or so what the popular interpretation says anyways.
There are other versions of the myth? Crow shrugs his shoulders. Moving his gaze from the sky back to the tree, he stares at it, as if trying to decipher something just by the mere look at it.
There are other versions, yes. Some say the fruits are actually poisonous. Others say it's only meant for the gods and no human must take from it, lest they be cursed.
That sounds kind of gruesome. It's no wonder they would rather use the lighter version of the myth. Crow let out a low chuckle at your statement, nodding a bit as if agreeing with you.
I guess that might be one of the reasons. Hey, Nina.
He pauses before speaking again. You perk an eyebrow at him. Yeah?
It seems like a silly question.
No silly questions. Lay it on me. Tell me what it is.
Do you believe in gods?
This question caught you by surprise. You never thought Crow as the religious type. More so be interested in gods, or maybe he's just curious by the idea of them. This may be the best moment to know for sure. I feel like this is a trick question because I do believe in a god. I don't believe in gods. I'm gonna say I do. I do. They are the very beings that blessed our land and soil. Back in my hometown, we would go to worship in our village patron's goddess church and pray for a good harvest. You recall your visits to the village temple with your father. Being regulars, you visit enough to the point where you became friends with some of those who raised within the church. Every time you drop by to worship, you and your friends would offer your healthiest crops to thank your patron. You haven't gone to church in a while, probably because the city doesn't have a church for your patron deity. Your goddess had more followers near your village, all the way to the south. Crow gives you a nod of understanding. How about you? Do you believe in gods? You turn to Crow, repeating the same question he asked you earlier. He scanned your face, your eyes, your nose, then your lips. His lingering gaze made you shrink back, your heart fluttering slightly. Crow seems to realize something to himself as he returns his attention to the stars above, sighing.
I don't.
This surprises you, and Crow laughs at your visible shock and confusion.
What? You didn't think I'll be a non-believer?
If I have to be honest, no.
Why so?
You kind of dress like a priest. LOL. Crow's azure eyes grew wide as he broke out into one of the loudest laughs you've ever heard from him. He laughed so hard that he had to clench his stomach and wipe out the tears, stained corner of his eyes. He was still chuckling when he unbuttoned the first two studs of his black polo, revealing more of his collarbone to that. To you? What? Where is this going? You quickly avert your eyes, finding the tree's leaves to be very interesting at this moment, as you feel a familiar heat rush to your cheeks.
How's that?
Would he actually? Okay, no, it's always been like that. I'm about to say.
How's that? Less formal?
For freak's sake! Ichabod! It feels like I'm seeing a Victorian woman ankle for the first time. Cover your shame! Crow grins at your reaction. It took the both of you a few more seconds of going back and forth with his teasing and you reprimanding him before you finally calmed down. The next few moments were spent with you pointing at the stars and Crow teaching you the constellation with a gentle whisper-like voice. You both fell silent, basking in the peace of the night. As the silence prolonged, Crow fell deep into thought.
About today, Nina, and about the guys.
So we're moving into this conversation next, huh?
I got to be honest, Daryl put me up on this little hangout while I was feeling down in the dumps. I think I do have to thank him for forcing me and actually gave me the courage to talk to you after class.
He let out a breath he didn't know he was holding, refusing to meet your eyes.
I just don't know if I upsetted you by suddenly dragging you into this group. I probably should have told you about them a long time ago, huh? I'm sorry, Nina.
Aw, you bit your lip. You suspected that you might have upsetted Crow by making him think that you didn't like the group's present at all, and that he's forcing you to bend to his will. One thing to know about Crow is that he never's the type to demand, to control, to be a king, to be a tyrant. You didn't do anything wrong, Crow. In fact, I should be the one to apologize. You speak up without thinking. Crow turns his head to look at you, his gaze swirling with confusion at your apology. I'm sorry for making you feel bad. I didn't mean to be upset, You swallow a lump in your throat, trying your best to avoid the tears that were threatening to spill. I just thought that you'll forget about me after. They're amazing people, after all. Brittany's pretty, Daryl's a fun guy, Gio's so cool, and Jess is loyal. They're a great group. And more importantly, you're amazing, Crow. You are all amazing.
but not me. I'm just not sure if I could ever be a part of the group. Aw, Nina! You were always hidden in the shadows. No matter how much you tried to fit in, you were never to be considered. People treated you like someone to toss away, someone to use. You are worth nothing but an extra. That's what she always tells you. Who's she? The freak is she? Oh, freak she? Freak her. You couldn't hold him back anymore. A sob escaped your lips, your vision slowly blurring as you feel wet droplets of tears finally sliding down your cheek from your eyes. For a moment, you saw panic in Crow's expression, seemingly not expecting you to burst into tears. He reached out to hold your hand. Aww. And suddenly you feel a pair of arms circling around you as he pulls you closer to him, letting you sob on his shoulder. He says nothing while rubbing a hand along your back, allowing you to cry, not caring about his clothing getting wet from your tears. Once you calm down, Crow rests his hand on your back, not letting you out of his embrace.
Crow is such a green flag, guys. Oh my gosh. How can you not love Crow? Oh my gosh. I kind of want to go down the Crow route. Like, not gonna lie, guys. Not gonna lie.
You're amazing, Nina. I'm sorry. I never get to tell you that no matter how many times I've thought of it. I just couldn't seem to find the words. But you're amazing in your own way, Nina. You may not know it, but you're beautiful. You're funny. You're quite a phenomenon.
You can feel vibrations coming from his chest, from the chuckle he emits.
Heck, you're the funniest person I know.
Oh my gosh.
All I'm saying, Nina, is that you're amazing.
You have no idea how much tears you shed tonight. Sometimes you think it's silly and childish to cry over what was probably a trivial matter to some, but the urge to sob returned after hearing these words from him.
Do you want me to call you the Amazing Spider-Man just to prove that you're amazing?
Yeah, call me the Amazing Spider-Man. Do it. I dare ya. That made you giggle a bit as you wipe your tear-stained cheeks. With whatever strength you could muster, you slowly pull away and lift yourself up. Oh my gosh. I am going to convert to a Crow stan, guys. I'm literally, after this, I'm going to convert. Like, oh my gosh. I'm low-key about to actually just go down the Crow route right now, guys. Like, oh my gosh. You sit yourself up, hovering over Crow. And there you see the same man that made you cry by literally doing nothing. His braid came loose. You didn't know then, but his hair pulled around his head. Crow stares up at you with serene eyes, remaining silent as a gentle smile plastered on his face. There was nothing but the moon illuminating his tender features, yet to your vision, he seems to glow. He's absolutely beautiful. Like, genuinely, actually, oh my gosh. Oh, how you wish you could blame everything on him. If you could, you'll tell him that he's the reason for all the unnecessary feelings swelling in your chest. You'll tell him exactly how good and bad it all feels, the heartache and butterflies fluttering around about your stomach. You want to blame him, but you can't. What? Already? Huh? Can I do it? I literally spent this entire video going after a different guy. Like, am I allowed to switch teams? Am I allowed to? No, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. You have no idea where you got the guts to do the thing you did next, but the feeling of his lips pressed on yours made the butterflies rattle in your stomach, threatening to burst out of their cage. Your heart beats fast, like you just ran a marathon as you feel the heat rush to your cheeks. Oh my gosh. I actually did it? They actually let me? Crow freezes against you, and for a moment there, you thought you just made a huge mistake. You were prepared to pull away and apologize, but he makes a move you did not expect. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can handle this. No. Oh no. I don't know if I actually don't know if I can handle this. Like, oh my gosh. Why am I actually giggling like a little schoolgirl, guys? Like, oh my gosh. The gentle grip that Crow had on the small of your back slithers its way to the back of your head, fingers intertwined with your hair as he presses you closer to him. So what does this say about the other route? Like, does that completely close out? Yeah, 10. It's a whole 10. He mad. Oh my gosh. No. Nina's being so bold, guys. First she sat on a stranger's lap, and now she's going in for the kisses. Nina is bold. The gentle grip that Crow had on the small of your back slithers its way to the back of your head. Fingers intertwined with your hair as he presses you closer to him, returning your kiss with a fervent sense of desperation. His other hand holds your waist in a tight embrace, not wanting to let you go. Out of your own surprise, you break the kiss by pulling away slightly. Crow chases after you, leaning in close to capture your lips in a deeper and more passionate manner than before. Wow. Dang. Just got a whole boyfriend here, guys. Oh my god. Literally, what does this say for soul? You feel like putting in his embrace as he cups your cheek with one hand and his lips needingly asking for more access to yours. In response, you shut your eyes tight and your eyes come to wrap around his shoulders and your arms come to wrap around his shoulders, granting his desire by tilting your head against his. The both of you losing all sense of the world as you fell deep into the sensation of your lips against each other. He eventually pulls away, a string of saliva. Oh, I don't like that. Connecting your lips to his own. His breath are heavy, matching yours, and you beheld his red face and hair messier than before. He tucks away a stray strand of hair behind your ear before rubbing your cheeks with his thumb. Crow scans your disheveled figure above him. You can see the way his eyes diluted the longer he keeps his gaze on your face. Aww, look at the little heart! I knew we were going stargazing tonight, but I didn't expect the brightest star to be in front of me! Ah! No, this is a complete 180. I mean, genuinely, I know I didn't even touch Crow's route. I didn't even touch it with a 6-foot pole. I did not touch his route. Just for them to be like, hey, this is what you've been missing? I'm sorry, Soul. I have switched teams. You giggled as his cheesy pickup line.
I like you, Nina. I liked you the first day I laid my eyes upon you. I couldn't tell you because I was scared that I might lose whatever we have at the moment, that I would lose you. I couldn't bear to live a life without you.
Crow, I like you too. I've liked you ever since too. You chuckle at the silly thought you recall, the way you've been doubting your feelings, his feelings. Oh my gosh. And to think, before this, I literally just sat on a stranger's lap. Oh my gosh. His eyes grow wide, jaw falling slack as he tries to comprehend the words that came out of your lips. Oh, why is this actually such an adorable picture of him? Like, genuinely. He blinks once, twice, before a smile as bright as the stars above peered on his face.
Is this a dream? I hope not. If I'm in a dream, please tell the sleeping me to never wake up. I want to live in this dream forever.
Will this convince you it's not a dream? You lean in closer to his face and place a peck on his cheek.
Maybe. But I think this would definitely convince me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, I can't, guys. I'm sorry. I can't take like this lovey-dovey stuff. It genuinely makes me so flustered. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I get so awkward about this type of stuff. He dusts off the grass that stuck to his shirt before giving you a once over and gently swatting away the leaves on your hair and clothes. You get up and Crow retrieves his bag, almost forgotten by the tree. He looks back at you and takes your hand silently. It was time to go. It was time to leave this magical place. You looked at the stars, at how brightly they shone. You gave the sky one glance. I'm scared. This is a little too good to be true. You know, guys, I feel like this is a little too good to be true. I feel like Crow is now in danger. I am scared now, actually. The way you come over here and sitting at a 10 and he looks like he's going to kill him. I'm scared. You gave the sky one last glance before turning away, hands clasped tightly around Crow's as you let him lead you home. Crow walks you to your apartment, noting that he kept you out late at night. You bid Crow goodbye before he safely sees you inside, and he gives you a wave before turning on his heel and making his way down the stairs. You close your apartment door and lean on it, heaving a puff of air. You recall the conversation you had with Crow while you walked away on the street leading to your home. Nice. I'm gonna give the guys a chance. I think I judged them too quickly, so I want to do better. I want to get to know them better. If you trust them, then I trust them too. Crow's expression was of surprise at your declaration as your determined face reflected in his orbs. Crow chuckles at your enthusiasm, giving you a friendly pat on the head.
I'm glad you're giving them a chance, Nina. I'm sure that they will feel the same.
I mean, I don't know about Geo. Took your man. You engaged in other conversation with Crow during your walk, the topic not really being of any importance as you have forgotten them by now, save for his gentle voice and the occasional fond glances he stole at you. Wow. Time with Crow seemed to pass by so quickly. You arrived at your apartment complex before you knew it. You make your way to the living room and you throw your school bag to a random corner, immediately plopping down on your sofa as you turn on the small television. Nothing interesting is going on save for some food commercials and movie trailers. The pizza looks good. Maybe I should order something. Reaching to your pocket and taking out your phone, you were about to dial the number on the television when a new notification bubble popped on your notification bar. It's from a group chat you'd never seen before. After scrutinizing it, you realized that it was Crow, who added you in. It was a group chat with the rest of his friends. You open it. Oh, nice! The Hollow Ball. Okay, I remember this one. Anyone want to go to the Hollow Ball party? Let's do it! Aren't we, like, all a bit owed for costume parties?
Is it required?
You two are no fun at all!
I won't go if it's not a school requirement. Much less a waste of my time. Is it? Oh, no, it isn't. But it'll be a great and a fun experience for all of us. I mean, we should loosen up a bit, you know?
I agree with Crow. Count me in.
Pass. I got more important things to do than that party. Now, will you excuse me? I'll be doing my leftover task for tonight.
Leftover task? What, like homework? Oh, Geo's offline. Sheesh, such a stick in a mug as usual. Hey, how about you, Nina? Me? Don't put me on the spot like that. You joining? It'll be fun. You were honestly surprised they somehow remembered you. Checking your calendar through your phone, you didn't seem to have any plans in the near future, or plans at all. You like to just spend your time in your apartment alone. Sounds about right. I mean, sure.
That's great to hear.
Crow seems happy about it. You giggle. This also reminded you of something, or rather someone. Opening another chat, you tapped in Soul's newly added contact and sent him a message by sending the image of the same poster Daryl sent. Why? I'm sorry, after that whole interaction with Crow, now Nina kind of does not want to interact. I mean, I said we were friends. Dang it.
Halloween party hosted by the school?
Yeah.
I'm not quite into parties.
Oh, well, that's all right. Just asking, that's all.
Wait, are you coming then? I'm coming if you're going.
Really?
Really?
Do you plan on dressing up?
I don't know, do you?
I mean, it's a costume party, so why not?
I'll try to think of something then.
Okay. You swear you can feel the smile behind those words. With a quick word of goodbye, you sent your phone down when you heard your doorbell. That must be the food delivery. Afterwards, you ate your dinner and prepared yourself for bed. You thought about the events that happened today. Meeting the group, meeting Soul, and most especially your little hangout with Crow. Each and every moment is a special occasion on its own, letting out a big yawn as you stretched your body. You turned to your laundry, slowly piling up and scratching your head. That's a future Nina problem. We'll probably do laundry tomorrow. But for now, you plopped yourself on the soft cushion of your bed, getting into a comfortable position and slowly dozing off as you close your eyes, embracing sleep as the night goes. Is it really gonna end there? Okay, in this maiden, she lived with no other thoughts than to love and be loved by me, the one who loves. I was a child, she was a child, in the kingdom by the sea. Okay, awesome. I'm still scarred the first time I played this game, guys. Literally the first time I played this game. I am scarred of that moment. Okay, so this is the following day. Are we like a thing now, me and Crow, or like we just still friends? Like that is not friend activity, you know? So do we confirm our relationship? Like what's going on there? The following day, the first thing you do is look around for Crow. However, when you try asking some students for his whereabouts, nobody seems to know where he went. Oh gosh, did so get to him already? You try sending him a message to his phone, but you never received a single reply, much less having your messages be put on read. You eventually meet up with Brittany. She seemed to be one of the few people closest to Crow, so it was best to talk about him with her. Jericho? No, I haven't seen him. Do you know anyone else that might have an idea where he is? Brittany pondered for a bit with a manicured fingernail on her chin before shaking her head no. I've already asked the rest of the guys. Heck, even Gio doesn't even know where he is, and that guy's close to the hip with him. But he said he's coming to school today. Don't tell me he ditched last minute. A BS. He would always send me or anyone in the group a text whenever something came up. Heck, knowing that guy, he'll most probably send you a text first. You deflated. Brittany gives you a worried look, trying to think of something else that could possibly help you. Maybe you should try checking the counselor's office. Taking your advice, you thank her and proceed to leave the classroom she was in. I really like his friend group. Like, even Gio, I feel like maybe he's just like a protective friend, but like I like the friend group a lot. I'm seriously so scared for him. I'm seriously so scared for him though. You did as Brittany suggested, but much to your dismay and frustration, not a single one in the council knows where Crow is. Classes eventually start, but you didn't attend. Too determined to know where Crow could have possibly been, you rack your brain as you walk all over the school grounds. You were probably too angry to realize you made it all the way to the gardens, the place where you usually work. You scratch your head from frustration. Taking out your phone, you decided to give his number a ring. ... It was dead silent. You decided to walk even deeper into the garden. Until eventually you meet with a familiar chain fence, indicating the school campus borders, barricading you from the forest just beyond it. You rang Crow's number. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna hear it? It rang a few times. Oh, please, please, please. No, please, 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 please say it ain't so. Please say it ain't so. It rang a few more rings before cutting off. You check your phone thinking that somehow finally picked up, but was met with a disappointed notification that it was out of service. You try one last time. Am I gonna hear it? Oh, am I gonna hear it? There's a faint ringing in the... Oh. Oh no, please, please. But it was not within the gardens. It was coming from outside. Did he get himself lost? But how? As far as I know, this place is all boarded up. Putting your phone in your pocket, you look up and stare at the metal edges of the fence, shielding your eyes from the sunlight hitting your face. You bit your lip. You could climb up, but if you fall, you'll probably have a sprain if you're not careful enough. Without wasting any more time, you start climbing the chain fence, your fingers shaking from anxiety at the imposing height upon reaching the edge. Going over to the other side, you slowly make your way down, just keeping a tight hold on the fence. Whoa! Freak! That is until you somehow manage to slip on your footing, causing you to fall down back first. A groan escapes your lip, your back now aching from the sudden impact of the fall, make you lie there and wait for the pain to subside a little. You pat down your pockets, reaching for your phone inside. You feel your heart drop to your stomach as you behold it. Freak! Oh, my phone! I'm such a moron. You curse, seeing the visible crack on the screen of your mobile device. Does it still work though? Turning it on, you vomit another string of colorful curses as your phone screen glitches heavily before eventually... Oh my gosh, this poop is useless now. Shoving your broken phone back into your pocket, you slowly got up to your feet. You look around. If Crow was somewhere here, then you better start looking around. Hopefully you can try to remember your way back into the campus grounds. Your heartbeat accelerates as you walk deeper into the forest. Like literally, I'm getting so scared and nervous right now, guys. You've never been here. It was uncharted territory, so you didn't know what dangers lurked. You scan the area around you, the thickest seemingly getting thicker and harder to maneuver. You see nothing out of the ordinary save for some overgrown bushes and vines crawling on the dirt floor. If these don't get tended to, someone would surely trip. Me? You were about to give up your search when you noticed something in the corner of your eye. The familiar shade of Crow's indigo vest torn to pieces. Please, please no. Please, 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 please. You feel your heart drop. The air suddenly feels suffocating. Your legs wobble their way to the torn piece, hoping that it was some sort of hallucination or some kind of sick coincidence. But no, this is exactly Crow's vest, all torn and broken. You search around the area one last time, eyes keener than before, hoping that this might have been some kind of prank someone pulled on you, till your eyes landed on a strange and broken down shed. Oh my gosh, clenching the torn fabric close to your chest, you hastily make your way to the shed. Thoughts of Crow invade your mind as you ignore all the warning waving you in the face. The moment you came face to face with the shed, your nose picked up oh my gosh, something bad. No, please. Oh my gosh! No, please, please, please. No, you rattle the wooden door open. It won't budge. Freak, open up, you freaking. Oh my gosh. You look around for something to pry it open with, an axe. Coincidentally, a lone axe was sticking on a tree stump. Gathering your strength, you pried it off of its hinges, nearly knocking yourself down with it. Dragging the heavy axe to the front door, you swung it open, breaking the wooden door piece by piece until a hole formed into it. The smell is now stronger than it ever was before, making you scrunch your nose. With one last blow, the door falls, the shattered piece of wood now hanging by its hinges as you enter the room. Oh, freak, please. You feel your soul leave your body. The strength from your legs disappear as you drop to your knees, the pool of blood staining your... I knew it was too good to be... I knew it was going to be too good to be true, guys. Like, the way that it just felt too good. Of course, Nina would not end up with a green flag in a game with a Yandere guy! Oh, the iron-smelling liquids, thick texture made you feel pure disgust as a shiver ran down your spine. This is genuinely, guys, this is, no, sorry guys, I know, it's just a game, it's just a game, but no! Gosh, freaking dang it! I was hoping that they would be able to go on. They would be able to live on and fight him somehow. Like, oh, I didn't think it was just gonna end like this. I didn't think it was just gonna end like, oh my gosh. No, I'm sorry. Because genuinely, you guys saw throughout this video, I was literally loving Crow. Creating an attachment to him, switching sides, standing him. Oh gosh. Just for them to show me this. Oh my gosh, no, please, gosh. This couldn't be happening. You want to rip your heart out of your chest. You want to burn this whole forest to ash before you lay Crow's corpse. His head is barely attached to his shoulders, and you can clearly see the gaping injury left by something sharp on his neck. Blood drips from the deep cut, the red liquid pooling around his lifeless body. His eyes were left open, and you gazed at them, wishing, praying, and hoping that his vibrant azure orbs would smile at you again. But no, his eyes remained dull and soulless. Why would they do this? Like, no, why? Why would you guys do that? The creator of this game, why would you do this? Why? Like, genuinely, I literally started to love this character. It's like what happened with Rengoku, guys. Genuinely forming a bond with an animated character. Just for them, I'm sorry. This is a valid crash out, guys. This is a valid... Why? But no, his eyes remain dull, soulless. You mutter his name over and over and over, asking him to get up, to talk to you, to tell you what happened, but he didn't. You hear footsteps behind you, occupied by the clanking of metal before something dropped to the ground. You swiftly turn around, meeting the eyes of someone you never expected to be here. Oh, freak you, man. Freak you. I get it. You're a Yandere, but freak you! Oh my gosh, guys. Genuinely. I am getting heated now. I am getting so mad now! Oh my gosh. A pair of fiery red orbs grew wide like saucers as their owner beholds your slumped, blood-stained figure. His gaze revealed a mix of surprise, dread, and panic.
Nina? No, you shouldn't be here. You need to leave.
His pleas fall on deaf ears. Instead, you stare at the bloody hand axe that he dropped. His equally bloody hands and his dark shirt wet with red liquid. He reeks of blood. Oh my gosh, just make it more obvious that you're the killer, why don't you? He killed him. He killed Crow. You killed him, didn't you, Shoal? Soul bit his tongue, refusing to answer your question as he stays put. You can see the way his jaw clenches, his expression now filled with rage.
He was gonna take you away from me. I've only done something I wish I should have done years ago.
So you're not even going to deny it?
I would never lie to you, Nina.
But why? Why did you do this? Is it because I sat on your lap? You're not special! I do that to everybody! Gosh, dang it.
Because I love you, Nina. And I'm not letting that butt nugget take you away from me. You're mine, and mine alone.
You were taken aback by his declaration of love towards you. It left a disgusting taste in your mouth. How dare he taint the word love? How dare he throw it around like it's an object? You monster!
What?
What is happening? What is happening? I mean, I am upset, but I'm not gonna sit there and kill the guy. What is actually happening? No, what is happening? What? You lunged at him, aiming for his neck and pushing him down on the dirt ground. He claws at your hands, not expecting your sudden strength as you unbuckle his choker, pulling on the strap and using it to choke. You mean nothing to me. I don't even know you. You love me? I loved him! Oh my gosh. He was everything to me. He was my savior, my first love, my everything. Did I just turn into a Yandere? Did we just have a Yandere on Yandere crime here? What do you know about me? You must pay for what you've done. Soul couldn't muster a single word as you kept pulling on the strap around his neck. Your vision fills with red as your desire to take revenge overwhelms you. The strength in his hands weaken as Soul loses air. And soon you felt something sharp. Something painful? What the freak? Did he stab me? But you look down, expecting to see your successful revenge through your classmate's soulless eyes, but the light remains in his eyes. Instead, it is filled with horror? You cough. Blood seeps from your lips. You look further down and see a sharp blade. Was that his friend? Oh, snap! Wait, was it his friend? The blue-haired guy? The object swiftly disappeared after someone pulls it out of your body. Blood slowly gushes out of your wound. You feel someone push you down. A pair of hands move your body. You couldn't care less as you stare at the dusty ceiling of the worn-out shed, your vision slowly darkening. Wow. From the corner of your eye, you can make out the blurry figure of the man you come to befriend the day before. A few droplets of something wet splattered on your cheek. He's crying.
Nina, stay! No, please! Stay with me!
Another figure enters your field vision and Soul takes notice of them. You recognize the blade in their grasp as they wipe it clean of your blood. Your killer. Soul gets into an argument with the guy, his muffled screams reprimanding them. You can barely hear the person's responses as they calmly speak with Soul. Keeping your eyes open is getting tiring. Breathing is getting tiring. With one last breath, you flutter your eyes closed. We don't even get to know who did that. And the last thing you hear are the exact words. Oh, it is Hugo. No witnesses. Oh my gosh, it was Hugo. So what is Hugo's part in this? Like, how much does he know about like Soul's personality? And where does he lay this? Like, where does he fit into this? Is he just like the best friend, the closest friend? Like, what the freak? I got an ending. I got an ending. I got an ending. That was crazy. That was crazy. I love the redid. I love the update. I loved everything they did. This is amazing. I loved it. I loved it. Oh my gosh. This was so freaking awesome. No wonder a lot of you guys really wanted me to, I still like have so much screen things to do, but no wonder a lot of you guys really wanted me to play the redo version. Oh my gosh. There's a lot more pictures, and we got pictures for other people too. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, guys. Okay, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys will want me to go down a different route. I guess one where I don't know, maybe if I just toss between them. Like, should I just toss those between them, or should I just flatly ignore Crow for his own good? I'm really happy that they basically did a lot more explaining. There's a lot more laid down now for like the future, I'm guessing. I can't wait to see more. Like, we have not seen Hugo at all, so I'm guessing that Hugo is now like redone as well. Okay guys, if this video does really well, then I'll definitely go ahead and make another part to this, going back in and going down a different route, because genuinely, that was crazy. And I kind of want to try to get like a better end, not even ending. I'm pretty sure it's not all the way out. I'm gonna get a better like storyline, you know what I mean? Is there a way to save Crow but still end up with Crow? Or will you always end up with Soul? Like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh, I love this revision like so much. It actually makes me love Crow. And I don't know. It makes me want to understand Soul and Hugo's dynamic. And I guess understand Soul as in like, why does he like me so much? And you know, just more. I don't know. I feel like it feels a lot more detailed. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, again, if this video does really well, I will definitely go back in and do another one. I'm really hyped for this. I've been recording for like 2 hours now, guys. Will probably be cut down a little bit, but oh, this was genuinely so much fun. Oh my god, this is so much fun. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments. What was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? What part did you were you shocked when he turned up dead? I mean, I feel like low-key we all knew in the back of our head it was gonna happen, but at the same time, we didn't think it was gonna happen so fast. I didn't think it was gonna happen the day after. I thought we would like go a couple days or something, but no, they said no, get him out the way. He already started kissing. That's my privilege. Sorry, anyways, that's gonna be for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Nenaa out.